When I tell you to break clean, watch yourself at all times. Shake hands now. May the best man win. Good luck to both of you. Round one, that was the bell.
Speed called by many experts, the uncrowned heavyweight champion.
Welcome into That's Boxing, episode -1000.
We're going back in time.
Back in time to when?
Our very first Throwback episode. We're going back to April 20th, 2002.
Okay. 2002.
We're going all the way back. 420,
All right.
2002.
Get some TRL in before this episode
Yeah, no,
starts.
it was a different time back then. And when we're going back, we're staying back. We can't see the future. Once we go back in this time machine, we're locked into that time.
All right, so 420, 2002. Who was fighting? What fight was on that night?
Well, there's a guy named Money Mayweather fighting for
Never heard
a
of
world
him.
title against a dude named Jose Luis Castillo.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, let's flip it on.
Let's check it out.
Boop.
So he's moving up in weight.
Is this at 135?
No, yeah, this is at 135, but this is this guy Mayweather. Mm-hmm. This is his first fight at 135. He had previously held titles at 130, so he's jumping up. I don't know how he's
fighting
gonna,
for a belt. His first fight at 135.
That's pretty ambitious, man. I mean,
Huh.
it seems like a pretty ambitious guy.
Okay.
Taking a look at the tail of the tape here,
So he's
man.
25.
Young kid, man. Young kid. You know, he's definitely got the exact same height as Castillo.
Wow, he's got a huge reach advantage on him.
Yeah, I think this guy, he's going to really have to learn to use that reach advantage. Hopefully he's got a jab on him.
Like stay on the outside and
We'll see. I mean, this is a big jump for him coming up this 5 pounds, but he had a notable win over Diego Corrales. Mm-hmm. You know, he dropped him a few times, and eventually it starts with a strong
damn,
hook.
that was a great leap and left.
Okay, well, this guy ain't no Diego Corrales already, though. Okay, working out of that high guard. He's definitely avoiding that jab to the body. Oh, and he gives it right back to him. Mm-hmm. Damn, I like those shorts, man.
The split color? Or Castillo?
I think I like long shorts. That was a little sloppy. Castillo looks pretty patient here. He looks pretty confident looking right at this young lion.
Certainly
this hungry
willing
young
to
lion.
kind of stand in the pocket with him. Walk him forward.
Yeah. Well, this kid calls himself Money Mayweather. He's been talking a lot, man. But we'll see if he can back it up here tonight. I mean,
Does
the
he call
Corrales
himself
fight,
Money Mayweather or does he call himself Pretty Boy Floyd?
Oh, wait. I think he does call himself pretty...
But that's fire. Money Mayweather's cool. He should
I
maybe
think I just came up with that.
He should think about changing
yeah.
his name to
Well,
that in the future since it's only 2002
it really
right now.
is. It is. So let's see if this pretty boy, you know, can back up all that pretty talk. And next time I go down to Vegas, I'll talk to him about that name change.
Yeah, let him know. Maybe you can get some money for it.
Yeah.
For the Money Mayweather.
Yeah, I think that's what, you know.
Branded.
Oh, look at that. He's cross-stepping there. That was kind of a weird footwork mistake he was making there. He's definitely looking a little bit flustered here. He's like...
Floyd?
Yeah, I think he's kind of like sticking and moving here. He doesn't really want to exchange a whole lot. That body jab is money.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Nice upper body
He's
movement.
got some fast twitch.
Yeah, recently he fought a few guys. Did you see that fight with him in Emmanuel Augustus?
I miss that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good match. That guy's got a really awkward style. Ooh, leaping right hand. How you scoring this round so far, Dust? You got to get the scoring system going.
we gotta score. It's tough. It's tough to call, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of it feels like a feel-out round, but with a bunch of action in it. But it's pretty back and forth, you know.
Yeah, really close round. I don't know. The body jabs from Mayweather definitely punctual.
I would give it to Floyd, but honestly, I'd give it to Floyd.
So far, we still got 36 seconds. Oh, and this kind of action is definitely going to help secure the round for him. But I like Castillo's reaction to this. You know, he looks really composed. I like the trunks too, the Mexican colors. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Mayweather will go on to have a good future career fighting Mexican fighters.
Yeah, I wonder if there'll be any big fights for him.
We'll see how he does tonight. I mean, if he does well tonight, he can be a 2-division world champion.
Because he had a belt at 130?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where he started his career, or he started his career?
I think he started at 130. I mean, I don't know much about him. He's definitely not a superstar yet.
All right, so round one, we're going...
We're going to have to give that
with
one to
Pretty
the
Boy Floyd.
pretty boy. Yep.
Okay.
All right, man. I love boxing. I love watching boxing in the year 2002. You know, what a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. Did you hear that new Nelly track? Ooh. That's a fire track, bro. It's getting hot in here. I think he was saying something about that. Yeah, it's so catchy.
So take on. We could probably.
I think you're going to be hearing that song for years to come.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be considered a classic. Yeah, definitely.
Damn, look at all the pins on that dude's hat.
You need a hat like that.
I gotta get
you
a
need
hat
a.
like
Don't you
that.
have a vest like that with a bunch of patches
I
on
do
it?
have that in the future.
Is that a good gift to get you? Patch?
Patches? I'm running out of space for patches.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I like Roger Wayman. You know, Roger right there, the Black Mamba. He was a boxer in his own right, in his own time. I like that yellow coat he had on. Good looking corner team there. Well dressed. Dressed to impress. Must be the pretty boy theme.
Yeah, you gotta be matched up, you know?
Okay, here going into round 2. Oh, some lady's waving at us. Hey, lady. Well, it's us from the future visiting the past. All right, check it out. So far,
What do you think Mayweather's looking for here?
he certainly was successful against Corrales with the jab to the body to disguise the hook to the
Oh!
head. That was a trip. But all right, as I said it, he used the jab to the body to set up
Yeah.
the leaping left to the head. That's
Yeah.
how he dropped Corrales. But he stepped on his foot there. No knockdown. Good call by the ref there.
It's
That's
funny,
Vic Draculich is the name of the ref. I always like this guy.
Mayweather switched southpaw.
Mayweather working southpaw. That's an interesting
I know he had
look.
that tool in his box.
Wow. That's definitely confounding and befuddling the Mexican warrior here. And he
Oh.
switches right back.
Quite a intense switch there, just spinning his feet around.
Yeah, he was like urgently like, I need to get back into my defense.
Yeah.
Most guys can punch with both hands, but hardly anybody can defend themselves. Oh, that's a nice pull counter.
He's got that kind of the
Oh,
clash
damn,
of heads.
Clash of heads already?
I was gonna say in round 1 that the way their feet were getting tangled, I started to think one of them was in southpaw, and I checked, and they, nobody was at any point, but the feet kept getting tangled.
Well, there's a bloody nose here already. Is that from the headbutt? I don't think so. Okay, looks like we're right back on the game plan. And he's trying to use a little stiff arm, but he's
Yeah.
backing up too much. All right. Clinching and pushing to the ropes. Vic breaks him, and they're back out of range again. Mayweather's looking for that jab to the body, but he's got to get busy, man. He's kind of second to the punch here. A little 2-1 leaping there. He's looking to be a counterpuncher.
Yeah, he looks like he's doesn't want to initiate. He wants to do something in response.
I wonder if that style will end up influencing a whole generation of boxers.
Like that'll look at this and say this is the blueprint.
They might say, like,
It depends how these rounds are getting scored. If they're
suppose.
favorable for him, maybe it works, but it's not clear enough who's winning these rounds.
how would you call this round? I don't
This
know.
is
if Floyd
even closer
winning this
than
round.
the first. Yeah. Again, I'd kind of give it to Floyd with 40 seconds left, but let's see.
We'll see what he can do at the end of the round. Looking a little frustrated with the holding there.
Mm-hmm.
He's showing some emotion. Okay, working up out of that high guard. Now, he really does switch his guard a lot. Oh, nice body jab.
Kind of goes from the low lead hand and then high and then brings it out into the stiff arm
Yeah.
and runs way on the outside.
When you're constantly giving your opponent a different look like that, it makes it hard for them to set up their offense because they're not sure what defense you're going to employ.
And he throws a good check hook there out of the high guard.
Oh, he
Oh.
got caught clean there with the right hand. And again, the jab scores for Castillo. Close round. Man, can we score this a 10-10 round? I don't think we can.
We can, but most judges will never. It's so rare to see that.
Oh, and he gets countered there. Man, this is starting to edge towards the Castillo round. Oh, a little bit of forearm control in there. It's like he's definitely developing some interesting skills. Oh, nice upper body movement on the ropes. Man. How do you see that round?
10-9 Castillo, but
I think it's
that's
fair.
such a close round.
I think it's fair. I didn't see any substantial clean punching from Floyd in that round except for a few good jabs to the body and a couple pull counters. But I think he got hit cleaner by Castillo in that round. Well, he does have a cut above his eye. Cut man's working.
Now, is that from the head clash?
I believe so.
It's pretty
The
small,
old grease on the back of the hand trick. Oh, man, he was...
Yeah.
he dropped his Q-tip. You know what they have on there, right?
Adrenaline?
They do. The Adrenaline 1-1000. It's a difficult
See,
substance to
now
get a
that
hold
was,
of.
you think their feet were 10? I mean, they ruled it not a knockdown, but
Nah,
he missed.
Yeah, it
He
hit his
missed.
glove.
And so he just tripped over his lead foot.
Is Castillo wearing wrestling shoes? I used to have shoes like that. Those Asics wrestling shoes. Oh, they're taking their time in the corner. Wow. I like that. He doesn't come off the stool until the bell rings, and he just comes hopping right off the stool. Okay. Well, Floyd's been on the back foot now for 2 rounds, and he's starting off in that same position again.
How to keep the pressure on him, because he backs him in and then he lets him out. And he's doing a good job cutting the ring off, but then he doesn't hold him anywhere to work.
Well, he's showing world championship class here right now. I mean, he's got a title and he's trying to hold on to it.
Yeah.
You know, they say you got to beat the champ to take his belt. You really got to beat him. And so far, Floyd hasn't done anything
No.
substantial as far as giving a beating goes. He's boxing nice. Whoa, but he's getting countered a little more often than
I just want to
thought he would.
want to see some clean shots land against Floyd to kind of clarify that the aggression is
Yes.
functional. It's
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
something.
Aggressive, effective aggression is the scoring criteria. So that was all aggressive but ineffective.
Yeah,
He
in
missed-
there.
The crowd is feeling it.
But really, the first minute of all these rounds is just nothing.
The
No
body
one landed
jab,
anything.
ring control, feinting, counter punching. I think Castillo's got a nice counter punch though. He's countered Floyd's jab quite a few times. Like right there, catch and shoot. He's classically trained. Really knows how to box well. Oh,
Ooh,
that's
nice.
that's the
Full
cleanest
count.
punch of the round. Hit the halfway point here. But Castillo just keeps pouring it on. He's hopping forward with the aggression and confidence.
So he's got him in the corner here, though.
And then Floyd
Can he work? No, he
expertly
clenches
smothered
up,
him. He smothered him
turns,
nicely.
and now he gets the break
That's a
back to
smart
the
move.
center of the ring.
That shows you his amateur pedigree. You know, this guy, he was a medalist in the Olympics. He got robbed for the gold medal. You
Floyd
know?
did?
Yeah, he never even talks about it. He gave that medal to his mom and never ever talks about the Olympics. He got robbed. Break your heart watching those videos. But he is a great amateur. Made it all the way to the biggest stage, and ever since, he's been a pro. He's been working his way up. But this is a huge step for him in class and weight.
I love when he fires the lead rear hand. Just goes
yeah.
right to the two and then springs out around him.
He's
Throws
showing
him
that
off.
reach advantage too, being able to land from so far back. Castillo, he won the title off a guy 2 years ago, back in 2000, Stevie Johnson, and it was the upset of the year. It was only his second fight in America, Castillo.
An ad? What is this?
So, sometimes when you're doing time travel, you have glitches in the Matrix. Mm-hmm. We just got a little flash of the future, folks. But here we are back at the end of round 3 with 15 seconds left on the clock. And again, that lead right hand scores. And the 10-second clacker sounds.
Great footwork to turn him.
Yeah, this is a Floyd round. He's really starting to figure things out here. Woo!
Great defense.
Slipping and sliding nicely. This is how I box in my dreams.
All right, 10-9 Floyd.
Okay. So Floyd's up in 1 round.
He's up by 1 round.
Yeah, I was saying, this guy, Castillo, he won the title off of Johnson. Upset of the Year from the Ring Magazine's award for Upset of the Year back in 2000. It's only his second fight in America, and he's been on a tear ever since. He rematched with Johnson. And
So he took the belt from him, and then they had a rematch.
They
clause.
rematched him.
Okay, so it's his first title defense now.
And then originally they announced in the ring that he loses the fight. And
So he only held the belt for
yeah,
one
and lost
fight.
it right back to the guy
Yeah.
he took him. I think in the future that happens sometimes a lot in the heavyweight division. I'm not sure though. Sometimes a guy wins a title and loses it right away.
Damn.
They're hard to hold on to, right? Like it's easy to win them, hard to keep them. So he thought he lost, and then he goes back to the dressing room, and then they looked again at the scorecards and realized that they read it wrong, and they had Stevie, Mr. Johnson, bring that belt back to the locker room.
Damn, they
so
just
well
had-
after the cameras had moved on and everything, man, it was like embarrassing.
That's brutal. They had me doing the math on that one.
Yeah, I know, right? So, he's had a controversial career here in the States, and I think he's really got a lot to prove and say, hey, man, no longer will anybody question whether or not I'm winning this fight or not. Mm-hmm. But we're looking pretty close so far, and he's going to have to make an adjustment to separate himself from Floyd here because this ineffective aggression and letting the guy pick his shots like that is not going to win him the fight. Oof, he's really looking for a big right-hand counterpunch there, isn't he? And the jab of the body is so consistent.
But he still doesn't initiate a lot. He's letting Castillo kind of set the tempo and do what he wants and trying to work off of him, which is working for him. But I feel like Castillo could use that to his advantage if he can.
Yeah, and if Castillo can start stepping in with his punches instead of circling with Floyd, because Floyd likes to go back with his long guard extended, and if he could pressure him and start rolling and ripping over the top of those arms, or getting underneath him and hitting him in the body, he might have some success.
Yeah, he needs to put some offense together that creates depth, that pushes Floyd back into a corner into the row, cuts the ring off with the offense. See, because he keeps doing that, swing, miss, but then he's not there to get hit. Floyd's out of there. He's too quick, too smart.
Yeah, so far here, well over a minute into the 4th round, and this is another Floyd round. Just based on his defense. He hasn't scored a ton of punches, but he's just shutting down the other guys.
But more, he lands some. And in every
Just
quiet
enough.
moment, he lands that jab to the body.
It's like this guy. If this guy Mayweather keeps boxing and he keeps getting better, he might be able to make it out of the sport with his
With all his
brains.
brain cells, yeah.
I think that's maybe why a whole generation of fighters might start looking up to him, because
He's really taken one clean shot, right?
Yeah. Oh, that left hook is nice. Castillo's trying to muscle him up and rough him up on the inside. Again, he shows some frustration.
Oh, he's getting a warning.
He's got Draculich on his side. Wow, he just refuses to let him hold. And that favors... Oh, here we are, Southpaw Mayweather again. That favors Mayweather's style. If the referee is refusing to let you work on the inside at all, wow, Southpaw leaping lead jab.
Leaping lead up jab.
Beautiful. Yeah, and he tries to give him back some of that, and it doesn't work.
Mayweather just looks like he has every trick.
Yeah, he's really owning this ring right now.
Wow.
Oh. Wow. Now, that's a dance move I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Castillo's going to have to do something a little different. I think he should be getting back on his own body jab.
Wow, this ref breaks him in a second. No clinching.
Nice body jab. Damn.
Okay.
I like that dip in the waist as the opponent comes in there. That's a really nice way to deal with an aggressive opponent.
That's Floyd round.
Yeah, what are we looking? 3-1 Floyd? Okay. Well, no controversy so far here at the MGM Grand in the year 2002.
No.
Did you hear the recent address from the president, Mr. Bush?
Mr. Bush?
Yeah, he said you got to like take your shoes off on the airplane now or something. I don't know. You know, through the
Like when we go on the airplane?
like when we got to go through the security.
we got to take our shoes off?
Yeah, something happened last year. I don't remember.
You don't remember? I thought that we would never forget.
Wait, it's all this time travel's got me befuddled.
I don't know, man. I've heard a lot of suspect things. I'm not sure if what went down, really went down.
I mean, if somebody ever really digs into this and starts making videos about it and putting them out on YouTube with some weird music in the background, they can
Right.
really
I
get
feel like
some-
maybe a Kennedy in the future will run for president, and that'll be like part of their whole mystique.
Wow, I think the whole office of the president might become kind of a joke eventually.
Yeah,
in
just
about
like
20 years or
like
so.
a celebrity thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I know. Imagine just like a governor that was like a famous actor, or maybe a president who was like a con man or something. I don't know.
A governor are you thinking about Reagan? We're not going. That's not 1970 right now. We're not.
All right, where are we at here? With the good strong start from that body jab. I mean, if you could add up body jabs here,
Floyd
it's got to be up to about a dozen.
Oh, he's so good at shutting him down and using the ref to his advantage. Just clinching, putting elbow in the back of his head until they break it. He's getting out of trouble every time.
And he's southpaw on the ropes here, pawing with the right hand as a jab. And here he is against southpaw. He slides out of trouble and stays in southpaw.
Staying there. I wonder what he sees as southpaw.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
And he's not really putting any combinations together, though. It'd be nice to see him kind of do more than one. He's kind of like a slip, shoot, and go kind of guy. Not to say that's not winning him the fight right now, but I think it's his...
He looks worried to engage any more than that.
Man, what good ring control. Left, right. You never know which way he's going to go and which way he's actually going to leave.
Oh,
Wow.
great
The
shot.
harder you try, the harder you fail.
Yeah.
Castillo's got to stop trying so damn hard to be powerful and just start boxing a little bit. It was hard to box a boxer, though.
Yeah, a boxer with this many tricks, this long arms, this much speed, lateral movement.
Nice looking shorts.
Nice looking shorts. That's really what's doing it.
Yeah, man. I think that fashion
See?
style is going to remain forever.
Man, Floyd just dips, clinches, knows they'll get saved, resets, back to the outside.
Vic Draculich, man. Dude, it sounded like made me think of a Dracula, you know?
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Cool,
Nosferatu?
man. Nice. So look at that forearm. He says, nope. He's
Nice.
holding his right arm
Yeah.
with his with holding his left arm and forearming him in the chin with his. And this guy's definitely got some tricks. He's got some ring savvy, and he looks like he's in shape. I heard rumors about this guy just running all the time around Vegas.
Or in the ring.
Running. Well, some people call this running, but this is beautiful boxing to me. You know, casual boxing fans, they just want to see people knock each other out. I wonder if this guy could build a career off being a defensive boxer who uses the ring
Yeah.
as part of his tools and refuses to exchange with bigger, stronger power punchers.
I like seeing somebody swim and not get wet.
That's impossible to us.
We're watching it right now. I feel like this guy's boxing without getting hit.
And he's even switching stances.
Oh,
And that
nice
was
shot.
that was like a check step right hook. Oh, the crowd is on their feet. Got that Knicks jersey out there in the crowd.
There you go. This is what he needs to do. Duck, dip under, roll that close. Good end to the round.
Wow, and a really heavy glove on glove contact there. Okay, I wonder what Roger's got to say.
How do you score that round?
Oh, it's Floyd, man. He's just dominating here. I think he's telling him he can beat him either southpaw or orthodox. You know, they got translators for like Spanish speakers and stuff. They got to get a translator for Roger Mayweather sometime. He's hilarious.
He's telling him you're beating him with the right hand, you're beating him with the left hand.
Yeah. You know, this guy Mayweather, his dad trained him originally. But his dad went to jail. Roger took over. But both of those guys were both fighters.
Roger's his uncle?
Yeah. Yeah, hell of a trainer. Have you seen the mitt work they do? It's legendary. They throw like 20-minute routine, just pop, 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 pop.
Well, that's why he's pretty boy.
I suppose. Or maybe he stays pretty because he doesn't get hit. He's sticking that jab out there, lightning fast. He's really trying to stay at long range this whole fight, isn't he?
Yeah, I like how he changes levels with it too. Body, head, body. And so fast, it's unexpected.
Wow. This is getting worse and worse for Castillo here. He does look kind of relentless, though. I mean, for all the counterpunches he's been getting hit with, he doesn't look like he's been hurt once.
Yeah, he looks fine to me. He just needs to figure out some other game plan. I mean, we're in round 6. We're halfway through the fight. What's going to change? Oh, held his glove there.
If he can start putting some combinations together, when you're working with a counterpuncher and a defensive master, one punch at a time is never going to get it done. You got to start putting them together.
No.
But it's hard to put them together when the guy's doing that. Okay, now he's warning Floyd a little bit. I'm going to have to try that trick next time I get in the gym. Pin one glove and then pushing the... Oh, okay.
There you go.
Castillo's turning it up here.
But with the amount of punches he's landing, he's going to have to change the fight with one punch. I'd like to see him like double jab, roll, cross, put a whole movement together.
Yeah, he's getting smothered as soon as it gets in close. I mean, that seems to be Floyd's game plan working really well for him. Stick and move, and when it gets sticky, you just grab hold of him. It's a little frustrating if you were a Castillo fan. Luckily, I'm just a boxing fan. I don't have a dog
Look
in
at
this
him. All he
fight.
does is hold that glove in, and that's it.
Yeah.
Gets the break, gets the reset.
It's like Castillo's fighting Mayweather and...
Oh. Just pushed him down. Maybe those are wrestling shoes.
Those are wrestling shoes. Uh-oh, another glitch in the Matrix.
An ad. This is...
Wow. They have dogs in the future?
crazy. What was this on? Showtime? Pay-per-view?
Yeah.
They got ads?
They got ads, man.
Ads for dog food?
It's crazy.
Man, I know one thing we could say with certainty. Showtime is going to be around the next 100 years. That's guaranteed.
I mean, it's an everlasting, certainly going to be around forever.
They're never going to
What
get
a
out
great
of boxing.
platform.
Yeah.
They're never going to get out of boxing and just focus completely on late night romance movies.
And cable TV is for sure here to stay.
Oh, sure. No doubt. And this whole like internet thing we've been hearing taking over, I mean,
Take it or leave it. You're so tied down, you know? It's not like
can't
you have a device like in your pocket that
Right.
you can just like get online with, you know?
I mean, I my pager. I use my pager all
Well,
the
yeah,
time, but it doesn't
that's-
use the internet. You
yeah.
know? And that's something you can trust. You know what we went through with Y2K? You can't trust this stuff.
True.
And you can't hit the guy with the right hand if you throw it so looping. You got to straighten it out. That's a little better.
Okay. See, he needs to be at that range trading with him. That's another Floyd round. All right, so far we've only given Castillo 1 round.
Wow. I'd like to see how the judges are going to score this on their own cards, because there seems to be a lot of positive energy coming from the Castillo corner.
Delusion.
I put a little adrenaline up that nose. It's been bleeding all night.
Man, Bush should send Floyd to Iraq. We'd get out of there untouched.
Yeah, man. Put that dude in the war room. Mm-hmm. Defensive masterclass. All right, here we go. Coming into the round. Floyd already just disengages on the first exchange. He says, nope, I don't feel like boxing right there. Let's go box somewhere else. He just really knows how to use the ring. So nice. He'll pause just long enough for for Castillo to think it's time to start boxing, and then he'll clinch him up. Deny. He just denies your ability to do what you want to do. You know, he's moving forward now. It's a constant change of look, too. That's such a nice style. He hasn't been one guy all night. And Castillo's been the same guy all night. You know,
Yeah, I'd like to see Floyd start putting pressure on him if he's getting more comfortable in there and can put more offense together. But at the same time, he doesn't really need to. He's winning all these rounds on our card.
Oh, man. A forearm right there in the middle of that combination. It's savvy to be able to turn a punch into a defensive maneuver, like right in the middle of it. Oh, I missed the hook. Well, I'm just
Like
going
he threw a hook and then left it out there and then
grind that thing
forearmed
into
him.
a forearm control. Wow. Great upper body movement. Really slipping nicely along the ropes. I think Castillo, if he started doubling up the left hand instead of just swinging left, right, left, it might give him some success.
I mean, that's like the biggest combination he's
Oh,
thrown the whole fight.
Yeah.
It's 2 punches.
Leaping left hook lands again for Floyd. He's getting scraped with some of these punches, but he's doing a pretty good job of riding with them. Okay, yeah, it's good. He's not totally biased. He just doesn't like inside clinching at all.
At all. He just stops it immediately. I think you got to let him work out of there and figure it out at least a little bit.
Yeah, give him a few seconds to try to do something.
I can't believe Castillo hasn't figured out how to counter that jab to the body. But it seems like Floyd's reach is just so much longer that there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, he manages to stay just outside of range, or he's just right up in you and smothers you. Like neither of those punches landed. What?
Saying don't push him off. Well, this is a closer round.
Can he maintain this style for 12 rounds at this weight
Ooh.
class? I mean, he's got to be perfect. This guy's developed a style that just requires perfection. And he's getting touched a little bit with that
mean-
long guard. Oh, he knows it. He's smiling. Oh, Castillo. Oh, banging him in the body.
Yeah.
Momentum is changing in the favor of the Mexican here.
See, he's letting him fight out of that clinch. He's doing his best work of the fight. I'd give that round to Castillo. Honestly,
Yeah.
for just the last 20 seconds,
Yeah.
what he put together.
Yeah, he was able to shift the momentum and score really nicely with the right hand a few times there. You know when a guy's smiling.
That you did something.
He's crying inside.
All right,
He's
well,
pointing.
entering the last half of the fight, let's see if Castillo can change the momentum. Right now, Floyd's points are higher than Mariah Carey's vocal range.
One of the best singers of modern times.
Certainly killing it this year.
She's so nice.
Yeah.
You know who I like better though? Jennifer Lopez.
Really, you're J-Lo? I don't care for J-Lo.
No, you know.
You know, I feel like she's destined to marry just like some shit actor. You know, and just probably get divorced, get married.
On People Magazine.
Who's big right now?
I saw People Magazine had this guy Ben something.
Ben
Affleck, the sexiest man alive.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, well, you're not reading the right magazines. All right, here we go. Wow, the corner taking the time getting out. All right, Vic pauses the action and lets him work. Here, going into round 8. Good round for Castillo there. Can he capitalize on that momentum here?
He needs to put more rounds together like that.
He scored with the jab. I mean, geez, when a guy's being so perfect defensively, you really start noticing when he does get hit. You know? It's like, that's what the problem
Right,
is.
it feels so dramatic every time he takes one shot.
Yeah, we're just waiting for a punch to land. So when the guy gets one, we think, wow, something's really happening here. You know, that's one of the things about trying to be a perfect defensive fighter is like, then when you do get hit, the whole place goes crazy and you lose the round. Wow, the crowd is chanting for Castillo here. They really want to see him do something.
Do you think Mayweather's taken it from the champion so far? Is it dominant enough? I
don't know.
But you got to think, you don't get to score the fight in totality. You score it round by round. And round by round, he's taking it.
He's winning.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I think the championship rounds are really going to make the difference in this fight. They're just kind of trading jabs, and the pace has really slowed down this round. But Floyd is definitely, clearly only trying to counterpunch. Maybe stick a jab here or there. Castillo really needs to capitalize on this and take this round. It's almost halfway through, and nobody's really done anything. Wow. Well, he's doing something now, just popping that jab right on his nose.
See, again, his biggest combination, jab cross.
Yeah, I mean, jab to the body is a good start. And if you can get him to stick around long enough to block that, you can come over the top with the right hand.
Just needs to keep the pressure on without getting tied up, you know?
Smoking. This guy's got a nice jab on him. Yeah, wrap him up. Vic breaks him, and Floyd gets the space back. I mean, you're using the ring, you're using your skills, and you're using the ref.
God.
Lead right hand, spin around the corner. Oh, he got counterpunched there, though. So that one scraped off the top of his head. I mean, if this guy Mayweather doesn't win this fight, I don't know what's next for him. Go back down and wait, you know? Maybe just go retire. Just be happy to have this record. You know, if he loses this fight, it'll be 27-1. That's respectable. Just hang him up, kid.
How old is he? He's pretty
like
young.
25.
Yeah, plenty of career left.
I don't know if this is the kind of guy that could handle having a loss on his record, though. Kind of strikes me as a guy who really wants to be undefeated, no matter what.
He kind of looks like a guy that could maybe put together 20 more fights and stay undefeated.
He's not moving with enough urgency. He's really got to get out there and crank up. But where we at? We had 4 more rounds, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, he could make it an even fight here.
That's what I wonder what his corner's telling him. They saying you're winning the fight? When did he have a point taken away?
What did we miss?
He didn't have a point taken away.
Were we talking too much shit? Was there a punch after the bell?
No.
Do we have the capabilities with our time machine to rewind time just very briefly?
To when though? I don't know.
I think there might have been a punch after the bell while we were rambling about.
I don't think so. We would have seen him walk around to all the judges and do a point though.
Too much Vaseline. Man, I'm gonna.
UFC established in 1993. So.
Did you use your future tablet?
I don't know what you're talking about. You were just looking at your hand? It just came to me, yeah.
Well, find out what happened with that point deduction, because I have no idea what's going on here now. Sometimes we get the glitches in these time machines. Oh, that's what happens when you talk too much during a fight. You miss shit. Oh, and a leaping left hook twice. Fighting fire with fire. Things are getting spicy in here. Oh, Draculich is really having to work now. He's really yelling at both the guys. Castillo's he's moving with that urgency I said he should be moving with.
Castillo got a point in that last round, point deducted for hitting on the break.
Wow. Man, we were talking too much shit. We didn't even notice it.
I don't think that the ref walked him around.
He just took it right away?
Yeah, but normally they address each judge. Good body shot.
He's still switching southpaw up. What I tell you about southpaw defense not being as secure as orthodox defense. Wow, this guy really knows how to wrestle with his arms, though. That's like some Roberto Duran levels of hand traps. Frustrating for the opponent. He looks like he's just like feeling it slip away, especially after losing that point.
I mean, the urgency's, it's there. I mean, I can feel it, but he's not changing anything about his game plan, and he's letting all the rounds slip away from him.
Well, you got to hold on to that, man. Getting a title is easy, they say. Keeping it, that's the hard part.
Gives you credit to the guys that have, 15 title defenses.
Absolutely. Like Bernard Hopkins, who set a record for title defenses at 160. One of the best of all time. I wonder if that guy will keep fighting long past the year that we're in right now, 2002.
Probably not. Probably just hang it up and retire perfectly gracefully.
Yeah. Probably would never get knocked out of the ring or anything embarrassing like that.
I can't imagine that happening.
By some guy named like Smith or something.
No, that doesn't seem
total
right.
generic name like Joe Smith or something. Wow. He's using a bit of a backhand sometimes, Floyd. It's like, I wonder if it's just an extra defense. He's very twitchy with his defense. Yeah, that's what you like to see in a good boxer,
Like I said, he seems to use everything. He pulls back to control distance when he's here on the ropes, but he also flexes and moves his head, and then he's got the kind of shoulder roll, but he can also use the high guard like he's doing right now.
Quick jab all the time. He hasn't really lost any speed on his punches here, and Castillo certainly has. He's kind of lunging and looping. He doesn't have much pop on his shots here. Speak too soon. Nice uppercut there.
Oh, a lot of punches after the bell there.
He thought about taking a point there, didn't he? He is. Is this him taking points?
No.
Okay.
That's a Floyd round?
Damn. Castillo just can't put any offense together.
So we got Castillo only 2 rounds.
His body language ain't looking good.
No.
He looks like a beaten man. I mean, that's what we want to see too.
Yeah,
Let your hands go.
More combination with closing the distance. He's not close enough to even throw a combination and hit anything but air. Wow, they go right out to scrap and start of the 10th round.
Yeah, Vic working tonight, man. He's making his money as a ref, breaking all the time. Well, okay, double right hand scores. Again, Floyd, he leans forward, way over his front foot. And if you don't shoot, he shoots. He's like baiting the counter punch. And if you don't go, he goes. Real twitchy, man. Real nice movement. I think he's going to be just fine at 135. He's handled all the punches he got hit with. And he's certainly big enough in stature. He's same height as this guy with longer reach.
That's
I think
why
he could keep growing if he's successful in this
Yeah,
sport.
I could see him. I mean, could you see him going all the way to welterweight?
I mean, this guy might even be a welterweight champion. If he can be a 2-division champion, what's going to stop him from being a 4-division champion?
Castillo has a 91% KO rate. And so it seems like he should be able to change the fight with one punch, but I just can't begin to see that.
He just winked at us. He knows we're time traveling. Yeah, I mean, but he's also only ever lost by KO. This is the first time he's getting kind of pointed, and I think that's what we're seeing in his frustration and his body language. He's never been boxed like this.
It feels
before.
like he doesn't even have a chance to win the fight.
He's lost 4 times, and they've all been by KO
All
or
by
TKO.
stoppage. Wow.
And 1 draw. So he's never really been pointed like this, round after round after round.
God, look at that defense. So close to him with the shoulder roll.
Ugh.
Oh,
Bing, and then he
turns
turns
and
and jabs
then
you.
gets him. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh.
And that feint jab and pull that hook across. Really nice. But some body work coming from Castillo. Floyd's getting really confident here. I think he's might open himself up. Oh, and he gets behind. Oh, whoa!
Oh.
Now that should be worth a point.
Wow.
Now that's the kind of shit that he was literally punching him in the back.
He kind of went around the side. You know,
Well, I
punched
mean,
him
he was
straight in the
standing
back.
behind him, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
you take whatever you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, he's going to take a point. He's threatening him for pushing. Wow.
Nothing clean though.
That one came through, but didn't do any damage. Just like scraping and glancing. This guy's got he's just so confident in there, so calm. You know, I'd like every fighter to be that confident in their defense.
He didn't like that elbow. He's gonna take a point from him. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a point of Floyd, so it's even on taking points. Evened it out.
Yeah, did you note the 10-8 round? For the point loss.
So this.
and
that
it
was the
eighth.
eighth. It was the eighth. Yeah. So we giving that round to Floyd?
He lost a point.
Mm-hmm. So it's an 8-8 round, or 8-9. 8-9.
Yeah. 8-9 for 9 for Floyd.
It should. Well, yeah. It should be 10-9.
So it's
9-9.
Yeah. Oh man, nice to hear Roger yelling at him about putting too much water on him. He's already wet. Hey, you said he's swimming without getting wet. He's getting wet in the corner. I like that though. This whole team seems so confident, and they're not bothered by this crowd and this MGM stuff and this weight class.
It's almost like he likes to be disliked, and that like he could make a career out of being the villain.
I think if people started booing him, it might give him more power.
Right.
Yeah. He definitely. Oh wow! He's throwing hooks before the commissioner's even off the apron. Touch glove. Why do you even touch gloves? Oh, he's digging down below the belt. Man, Vic's got his work cut out for him now if he wants to keep this fight clean. And we've already had 2 points taken here in this 12-round WBC Lightweight Championship fight. Here brought to you by Top Rank Boxing, a special edition throwback here from That's Boxing Podcast. 2 time travelers came back to the year 2002 to see what they can do and judge and experience a fight in real time. Wow. Okay, the crowd really doesn't like this movement from Floyd. I think they want to see more of a scrap. They want to see 2 Castillos fighting each other, which is going to be a hell of an entertaining ordeal, but certainly not a sustainable style for a guy who wants to have a long career and get some kind of status as unbeaten or the greatest ever or something, or the best ever. Who knows what a guy might call himself if, in fact, he was able to have a long 51 fights. You know,
wow, 50 fights?
You're trying to outdo Rocky Marciano, you know. You're going to have more than 50 and 0.
Well, it's 11th round, about halfway through. Castillo needs a knockout.
Castillo's trying to knock him out with a low blow.
There's a good shot.
Oh, Floyd looked like he felt that and didn't like it. But what's he doing this round? He's just been shouldering right up to him and not really boxing like he has been in previous rounds.
I feel like his confidence is sky high right now. He's felt the power. He knows what's coming. And
I mean, the crowd is just chanting Castillo like they really want something to happen here. Ooh, you can't. I mean, he's got a. When you got a guy
nice
who
shot
got
on
this,
the inside.
beautiful body punches. He's just really choosing to fight this round on the inside. He's saying, no more footwork.
Oof.
Whoa, gave him back a little low blow there.
A couple low blows back and forth.
Yeah, I think this is a kind of a fuck you round from both of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you can't hurt me. He's like, you try to hurt me? Like that. Those are mean punches.
Yeah.
They're going to have another clash of heads, though, if they keep this up. I'm surprised Vic is finally letting them fight on the inside. I guess because they're not holding. They're actually boxing.
Yeah.
There's some posturing and some controlling, but there's not nonstop holding. It's like Floyd has really got, like you said it, man. He said it right. It's all confidence, man. He's like, this dude can't hurt me. This
That's
dude's
what
a
it looks
beaten
like.
man. He looks like a beaten man in there.
Floyd's showing some toughness now too. Again, pulling. I think he just wants to show everything that he's got.
3 left hands. Oh, he got a right hand in there. Great round. This is a totally different fight than what we've been seeing for the last 10 rounds.
I love it.
It is almost like 2 Castillos in there, but one's just a little bit better than the other. Does he ever lean to his left, or he's always over his right foot? Oh, damn! Did somebody uppercut the camera?
I know, right?
There? Oh, the corner man probably bumped him out of the way.
I'd give that round to Castillo. I mean, it was a close round, but
That style definitely favors Castillo.
Yeah.
And he was working the body really nicely in there and landed the uppercut right at the end. Landed a couple uppercuts. I think this guy Floyd is susceptible to uppercuts if any punches. And gotten through tonight. I've seen a couple uppercuts come through.
is that because he's leaning when he does his lean
I
forward?
think the high guard sitting over the front foot leaves him open to it a little bit. He tries to pull it, every time, and if you don't get that timing right, you're gonna get cracked. Do you see he glanced at the camera? He saw us.
Yeah, he knows what we're doing.
One time I was working a corner in Mexico, and they had like a big
What
old
year
camera.
was that? That was like '97.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
In
Yeah.
Tijuana.
So you were like 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time.
Right.
And they pointed that camera at me, and I looked like straight into the fucking thing. I was like, oh, don't do that.
You weren't ready for your moment.
I know. It's just like, it's like,
Oh, a little hug. That's nice.
what is that? Do it for your sister, man. Do it for something. I mean, here we go. Now Floyd looks like he wants to box again this round.
Boy, yeah, I think you got to want to get out of here. Last round.
Crowd is just fired up. I think they'll be on their feet by the end of this round. Well, Floyd looks content to box out the back foot again, stick the jab and move. So no more inside fighting. A change in tactics is going to favor him on the scorecards because he certainly can dominate at this range.
I think he wanted to do it just to show him what he could do.
Yeah.
That, look, I can fight you any way you want.
It's like you know what they're going to say before they say it. They call you the oracle. Wow. All right, Vic. You never know how much a ref, the role they play in a fighter's career. They have much.
Yeah, it's tough to run the counterfactual and say that Castillo would have won, but it definitely favors Mayweather, how the fight's being policed.
Yeah. Well, and the pushing. I had a guy in our gym the other day. It was pushing a lot, and I was almost going to stop the sparring and be like, "Man, you got to, to start reffing the sparring to tell him to stop pushing." But then I realized, you know what, my fighter's going to have to get used to that.
Yeah.
So I let it happen because it wasn't hurting him. It was just
annoying and breaking the tempo and everything.
Exactly. Man, he's bloodied up pretty good here.
Ooh.
Wow, it's so twitchy. He's still moving just like he wants to here, and just like
Mayweather looks like he could do this fight again right now.
yeah, no doubt. Well, coming in the last minute here in the final round, I don't see this much of a controversial decision at all. I think this is a clear Mayweather win.
This is dominant.
Even with the dramatic points taken away and all that mid-fight fiasco. He's really good at getting his hip in there, And he'll pull his hips out and shoot a punch. But he's holding that right arm. Vic doesn't mind that holding, or he's not paying attention.
Castillo's putting it on this round. He's done some good work to the body.
3 punches. Oh,
yeah.
Caught with the right hand there.
But see, again, it's because he's not breaking him up here. He's letting him work even with a little bit of clinching.
Oof. I bet there's a whole bunch of fighters watching this wishing they could get a crack at this guy because they think they know the blueprint to beat a guy like Mayweather. You think he'll ever move up and wait and fight a guy like Oscar De La Hoya or somebody like that?
I don't know. I can't see that. Oscar's just such a different machine.
If somebody has the blueprint, it's going to be Oscar.
Yeah.
Who knows, though? Maybe there's like a fighter from the Philippines out there that's like, oh, my God, they're scrapping.
Wow.
What a wild ending to the fight. And they both think they won.
I could give that round to Castillo. I mean, probably a Floyd round, but it was closer to those first 2 or 3 where it could have kind of gone either way, you know?
Okay, here comes the scores.
Scorecards.
Wow, there
Wow.
it is. He did it.
There you
Can
go.
you believe it? We have a 2-weight world champion in the young Floyd Pretty Boy Mayweather. Wow, he looks good with that green belt on. I don't think you're ever going to want to let that go, huh? Well, what did our scores add up to, Dust? All right, let's just pause this before it. All right, you ready to come back to the time machine?
Yeah. I'm doing my math here to make sure our scorecards lined up.
Well, what an amazing trip in time that was. That was a lot of fun to go back and watch a young Pretty Boy do his thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for this guy's career. Or are we back in 2024?
We're kind of stuck in the middle right now. We're in the wormhole
we're
still.
straddling
We
all
haven't
the-
finished our math yet. We definitely scored it a win for Floyd, but this is why you got to take your time and add the scores up and then double check your math. Make sure you don't screw it up like they screwed it up for Castillo and tried to take the belt from him. Back in 2000.
I was trying to be slick and do it in my head while we were watching it, and I don't think I did it right. So.
It's hard when there's point deductions. It gets tough when you got to remember those 8-point rounds or the 9-point round for Floyd.
So I got 80, and then
I liked that they were both wearing Cleto Reyes gloves. It's, in the future, guys don't wear matching gloves very often.
so we had it pretty much exactly the same as they had. As they had once, I'm interested in their score to see their scorecards because they had 115, 2 out at 115, 111, 1 out at 116, 111. I'm like, did they just miss the point deduction? But we had it 116, 110.
Okay.
So right there.
Yeah.
I mean, for being, if we're back in 2024
Let's come
now,
back.
that's a controversial fight. It's been a while since I watched that fight. I don't see what the controversy is.
I don't see it
Floyd
either.
dominated
Yeah.
the majority of the rounds. I could definitely see if we got to look at somebody's scorecards out there. If somebody thought Castillo won and they're like, dude, the first 4 rounds all went to him. Okay, maybe. I could see the argument. I mean, we were kind of 50-50 in some of those, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, not even just the middle of the fight. Floyd just became completely dominant, was not getting touched, looked like he was in complete control.
Yeah. I think at the time the controversy was people just becoming accustomed to that style and realizing that that's the future of boxing is a guy who's not going to brawl, a guy who's not going to knock people out cold,
Right.
but a guy who's going to nullify the opponent's offense to the point where it becomes almost hard to watch if you're sympathetic towards the opponent, and and then it makes you kind of have some disdain and some hatred for this guy. It's like you're like, just box already, you
Right.
know?
I think that's what it is.
Or just not just box, but just fight already.
fight.
Just fight.
Anytime I think people see somebody moving forward, frustrated, trying to land, they just think, okay, that guy is trying to do what I want, and the other person is not, and therefore this person deserves to be winning because they're like attempting to fight.
Right.
And it's like that's not how it works necessarily. I
Definitely
mean,
not.
even if you're running around but you land 3 jabs and the other person lands no punches, you won the round.
Yeah, you'd like to think that's the way it should be. And so I don't see any controversy here at all. And a lot of people who just never box, they don't get that it's smarter to come out of the fight without getting hurt at all than to take a bunch of risks. But this guy, he got hit just enough, and he certainly showed in that 10th round, or was it the 11th
The
round?
11th round, yeah, where he just said, oh, okay, you want to fight like this? But, I mean, counterpoint to that is he only did it for a round. He knew, oh, I shouldn't do this too long because
Yeah.
it doesn't favor him.
Right.
But, yeah, we talk about this all the time on the podcast, effective aggression, not aggression. And also coming forward doesn't even necessarily mean aggression. That's why you has to be effective. You have to be landing shots. And Floyd landed way more shots. Castillo's nose was busted up. Like, he was doing more damage and more evasiveness. And, I mean, you mentioned that it's smarter to get out without getting hit. It's also harder.
Yeah, well, certainly. And he showed he's in great shape. And he, like you said, he could have kept going.
Yeah.
Let's just do 12 more.
Yeah.
He didn't show any signs of fatigue. He did show some signs of frustration a few times in there. That's the only time he actually looked kind of human, was when he got a little frustrated. But that referee definitely played a part in the story. I'd like to see in a different world what would have happened with a referee who would have let it go a little bit more of like scrappy Mexican war.
Well, maybe in the rematch, because they rematch right after this, right?
They do.
Maybe that's our next run it back fight. I don't know.
Maybe we should have to run it back.
Well, closing question. In context of what we know Floyd goes on to do in his career, do you consider him of the modern era, whatever that means? Is he the GOAT?
It's hard to say he's not, man. I think watching that performance right there and knowing what he went on to do and all the champions he beat well after this, way up into the 147, way up to 150 when he fought Canelo and big body dudes all the way up and beat them all. You know, De La Hoya. You know, who else? You know, you could talk about the Pacquiao, but that came kind of late. But his real notable wins over Miguel Cotto. I mean, who's that dude? Oh, man. I always forget his name. His son's a fighter now. The way he rocked him. It's like...
Oh, didn't Cotto rock him? Isn't Cotto...
No, it was Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley got him good. But that's like a highlight of him getting hit once in his whole career.
Yeah. Never dropped, right?
His glove touched in one fight.
But they didn't rule it. They didn't rule it.
They didn't rule it a knockdown. But he definitely did get rocked and like he kind of stumbled and his glove touched the ground.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are the things you pick on and say, look at these mistakes, these 2 mistakes the guy made in 50 fights.
People with multiple losses, I think, are still easily in the conversation for the best, if not among the best. And this guy never took a loss. And his career was pretty massaged, you know, and carefully curated. Like, I think he might be the GOAT in the ring, but also out of the ring in the way that he, you know, all access was something that he brought to the sport. He sold himself. He promoted himself. He moved in the right way. He built up the Pacquiao fight and fought him at the right time and made it the biggest thing. I think if you go to the top 10 pay-per-view numbers, like 5 of them are Floyd for something like that. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I
pretty
think
impressive.
he probably learned a lot from fights like these. When you're hearing the crowd chant for the other guy while you're beating his ass, you're like, okay, I think I could do this for a living.
They're all paying.
They're all paying to see this guy lose to me, and they want so badly for me to lose. They're gonna keep paying.
Yeah.
And you know, I think you can say he's a GOAT for sure in his time in multiple ways, but he also left a legacy in the sport that younger fighters are trying to emulate that I don't think is the greatest. Because they think they can jump right into that train and be that guy too.
So that's like the negative of the impact of
It's
Floyd.
the negative side of the impact.
And is that just fighters being too defensive? I mean, obviously the hot topic right now is Shakur Stevenson like boring? Is he good for the sport? Should he engage more? Like, people love to pick on this guy. He's the lightning rod. And I think that's got to be because this blueprint of Floyd exists and people want to say, but you're not Floyd.
Yeah, dude. I think that's part of it. And, you know, watching the Olympics recently here in 2024, they had fencing, and they actually penalize you for inactivity, for not striking. If two fencers stand around for too long, they blow a whistle, you lose a point.
The other thing about fencing, do you see that crazy cord on their back?
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? I said to my girl, like, what the hell is this? She
like-
looks it up. It's electric.
Yeah.
So they know when you get hit.
Yeah.
That's what, not boxrec, but what's the CompuBox?
CompuBox.
They need something like that. You got to wear a skin tight suit and it because I don't trust any of these fucking people.
I know, bro. It's
And
too
that's
much
why
pain.
I'm going to knock Dan Canobio out when we do our charity boxing match.
Wow, you going for the KO?
Just kidding. This is our competition.
Just kidding, but seriously.
But we're joking with all seriousness.
Well, you fight Canobio, then I got to fight the other guy. What's his name?
Yeah, you got to fight.
I forgot.
You got to fight a world champion.
I forgot already. Let's move on. Interesting quick note there. Looking back at Floyd's performance, switch hitting more than I remembered.
I didn't remember that at all.
I haven't
The
watched
switch stances.
that early era of him. I think most recently I watched him maybe, I think about a Miguel Cotto fight or something. And he wasn't switch hitting then. So back in 2002, he was hitting with both hands and spending some quality time in both stances.
Yeah,
Coming into
the
this weekend.
switching was so unnatural though. He didn't V step or pep step or anything like that. He just whoop, what's up?
Taekwondo style.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, another switch hitter's fighting this weekend, Terrence Crawford, and maybe in 20 years we'll do a throwback episode on that fight because it might just be
We'll be
a
dead
hell
by
of a
then.
fight.
Let's be honest.
No, man. This is non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna survive.
Yeah, because you got work tonight. You gotta get back to the gym.
I do. That's why I drink NA beers. In between.
I actually filled it with a Modelo
Just straight-
before we got
straight
on here.
whiskey.
Yeah, it's vodka.
Hey,
All right,
that's
well,
vodka and that's boxing.
That's vodka, that's
All right.
boxing.
I'm Coach.
I'm Dust. We'll catch you next time.
That's
what year
boxing.
will it be? Who knows?
Who knows?